Anyway, I am at the UCLA Medical Center cafeteria. It's about 9:15 p.m. To make a long story short, see how long he takes. Obstruction is definitely interfering with a federal investigation. That's called obstruction. All right, before I was really interrupted intentionally, persons of interest at this point. This is about, obviously he's Occupy FSP.
Is it okay if I unplug this for a couple seconds?
What time do you close tonight?
10.
Thank you. The terrorist murderer, hero to SJP and JVP. I have to figure out what that is. Here it looks like they've done it before. Third generation. I'm the daughter. There's my grandmother right. My grandmother's here. Abuelita. Mom. Our mom is right here. Sergeant Lieutenant Sylvia Leticia Garcia, 10-26. Ellipse. Grandma's up here. I know the thing is me. They've all had lice thrown in their hair. And I just saw her video roar. So she's implicating herself. And my mom had lice. Then I had lice. And my grandmother had lice. They're older. We have the same eyes. Then they used my probably did the same thing with them. My initials SMO or MO or S space M, Sylvia Morelos, like Sylvia Mathis or Sylvia Garcia Morelos, GY. Ernestina Ulloa Orozco, No support for on-campus terrorists. So that's kind of a given, right? So my campus likes me. It likes us. Thank you for the evidence again. No support for on-campus terrorists. No support, hashtag, no support for on-campus terrorists. Like, so they're friends of their enemies. Looks like this is genuine because they weren't expecting me to find it. I found it in a really dark place. It was on in the sand in the dirt. And look at all the dirt on here. So I was paying attention to certain things on campus because I'm a terrorist expert, right? So I was looking down at some shrubbery, and this was folded some semi. I'm like, hell is that? And I'm like, you are not that fucking stupid. You are not that fucking stupid. I'm like, oh my god. So I was on the side of Hillgard and Westholme, Westholme, across the way from the church in the shrubbery around the red with the red cabin area near the trash, where the trash is, the green bin, all the way down the side. I went around the corner and I was looking through the shrubbery for something, and I found it, and this is what the dirt was there, and right across the street, directly across the street from the church. And anyone threatening Bobby and Mr. Johnny Depp, my brother-in-law, the threats are going to get you into trouble legally, so back the fuck off. Okay, because they're covered from head to toe. You won't make it. Don't even think about it. When you think about it, you try to take out the entire Reagan family as well. You're going after political families. What do you think we're going to do to you? Former presidential families or former state offices, the good guys defending the U.S. Constitution, military families. You went Third Reich, and you're going after them like, it'll be a nation worldwide manhunt for your ass. Think about it, okay? Don't get stupid. We're not going to let them go. We protect the Constitution. We defend the Constitution. You took life, innocent life, children. We're not going to let you go. And these are former presidents or former governors and military families have been defending the Constitution out there and in here. You expect us to let you go? Don't threaten them. I've warned you. They're like, I have to use analogies with you fucking people comparable to your MVPs, my superiors, Johnny Depp and my brother. Do not fuck with them because we will fucking butcher you. We will butcher you legally. You call me a sadist because of what I do to you already. Word? Okay? You've been warned. I don't lie. And you hate me, but you also know that I am fair and I am just and I do not lie, and you absolutely fucking deserve it. Yes? Thank you. You don't like women, but unfortunately for you, my family has a track record as well with strong, beautiful women. They're the ones who trained me, and I'm general, and think. No, she's a bitch. She's not supposed to be there. She has no power. I don't want to give it to her. We already had it, assholes. Feminism all the way. It was before the civil rights movement, during the civil rights movement, ouch, exactly, and after the civil rights. And no, you can't compare that kind of pain. They wouldn't want us to. But they established the civil rights movement. I mean, I can only imagine the sexism and the homophobia back then. Yes, Jesus. Don't fuck with us. It's just stupid from the get-go. You were bound to destroy yourselves from the very beginning. I mean, you went directly from Nazi Germany. We went all the way over there, with our allies to take out Hitler. He put a fucking bullet through his head, and you came crashing directly into the United States. We're the ones who went out there to kill you with allies, and you came directly. Instead of going in the opposite direction, you came directly into the United States. Anonymous did the same thing recently. I don't think that's a coincidence. Omar was anonymous in Brazil. I was looking up Anonymous on Facebook one day, and so I was studying them, and they were getting their ass beat. Like, yeah, they got Anonymous. And I saw a radio show. I was watching it, and it looks like Omar. It sounds like him. And look, you're not anonymous anymore because you're not wearing a mask. It's obvious you're not anonymous anymore. So I think it was a radio show in Ecuador. Next thing you know, he comes back into the United States. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. You know, they just established democracy by ousting the bastard. That's kind of obvious. The people of Brazil. And you went from a young democracy and you came directly into the United States, into a first world power. What did you think was going to happen, Anonymous? You know, so I'm like, duh. Oh my Jesus. They did it again. So, you know, and we've been studying, and I've been studying and observing the Nazis, backward descendants, and real Nazis as well. If it wasn't for these idiots, we wouldn't have found the rest of the Nazis here. And hiding in the Warsaw, equivalent of the Warsaw Ghetto and the homeless resource centers. And you made me homeless. You made me homeless. So where the hell is I supposed to find resources? You know, all this stuff, full circle, all the way. They came directly into the United States, the Warsaw Ghetto. And one thing we've noticed about you, one thing that we have noticed about you is you are not prone to suicide. You are not prone to suicide. You, the demographic Jehovah, variations of Occupy movement, they are not prone to suicide. You are cowards because you butcher little ones, and that still makes you cowards. You think you're badasses because you gang rape a newborn. By the time they're 2, it doesn't hurt anymore. Anal rape and shit. I can imagine how painful that is. A baby crying and crying and crying. I'm like, oh my God, that is fucking painful. Dicks, you know, excuse me for being crass, but you know, the reason we hate you, I hate you so much, but we're disciplined, you know, and little boy getting used to 4 assholes naked, waiting for the little boy to, you know, somebody showed me that, and I'm like, you know, that's, you know, brutal crimes on children, and no mercy. You were told to do one thing and you went directly to something else. By the time we get you up here, it's not like we don't enjoy that shit, you know. Yeah. Anyway, you're not. We did study you, and I discovered myself, and we were observant and detail oriented. You are not prone to suicide at all. You're that selfish and that greedy and self-interested that suicide doesn't even cross your mind. You'd rather take someone else out. And you 90, I think what 90, 95%, 90%, 95% of you don't believe in suicide. It doesn't even cross your mind because you're that selfish and greedy. You've always been used to making a living and getting through the day by stealing from someone else, harassing someone else, always getting paid for it because you're selfish, you're not stupid, you don't do things for free. You've always been that way. So suicide is not going to cross your mind because you're not that fucking compassionate. You're not a bleeding heart. We're not stupid. We're not in it for. You're in it for yourself only. So by conclusion, I came up with it. You know what? They're not prone to suicide. So I'm thinking, I read a biography on Hitler. Why did Hitler put a bullet through his head? You know, and why did the Nazis leave him behind? Nancy Durthick, Don Jansen, Dianne Feinstein, Benjamin Netanyahu, William Bill Reif. Those are real Nazis. David Griffin. Griffin is with the Nazi in the Holocaust. Greece, he was there. He was a Nazi there. Committed war crimes, crimes against humanity there. He's associated with the Greek Orthodox Church. That's why Katerina Choukalas, her maiden name, Tsoucalas. She went to my high school, attended my high school class of 91. She befriended me. That was a friend of hers for about a year, but she was always been backbiting and a bitch from the very fucking beginning. Oh my God. By the time I got into college, why are you going to college? Do you think you're better than everybody else? It just really pissed me off. I was just like, wow, what's backbiting bitch? She hasn't changed, you know. And she's of a Greek origin, and she's on Facebook, maiden name, and she is very racist. And she is he's associated with her. I don't know if they're married because he hasn't stated, but she is I think she went to campus once with dark hair. As I turned around at Akron U, I'm like, it looks like her. It doesn't faze me anymore. I've seen all kind of macabre shit, you know, coming my way. So I'm like, you know what? So he's associated with the Greek Orthodox Church here close by, and in the neighborhood, and probably with the Greek Orthodox Church in San Francisco in the Embarcadero. They have a Greek Orthodox branch down there. and they're doing something against to undermine Navy Federal Credit Union, the ATM inside the store, which is either a Walgreens or a CVS or a Rite Aid, I don't remember, by the Embarcadero, and it's never Navy Credit Union, and they're involved with that. And John Thomas Young was their counterpart. He banks with the Navy Credit Union in San Diego, California, at 92101 in downtown San Diego. And he's a white supremacist, and he is a leader of the Arlington Church, so that's not a coincidence either. So Griffin and her are Greek. He's a real Nazi, David Griffin, and he was involved in the Holocaust in Greece. William Bill Reed Sr., Nancy Durthick, Dianne Feinstein, and Benjamin Netanyahu. According to Nancy Durthick, who has NPD, she tends to regurgitate the truth when she's not on her meds, and she deliberately gets off of her meds. And she's been ruling in the homeless for years from the Birthright Clinic, where I ended up after I was 86 illegally from Mary House for no reason. And I was starving, so she's like, I know what it's like to be homeless on the street, typical what she usually does, for a woman to know what it's like for a woman to be homeless on the street. You know, I have a room in my home that you can have for rent. I just have to get it through my husband. And I'm thinking she's old, she's harmless, you know, she's a doctor, nurse practitioner. So I was sitting there, and when she sat me right next to stirrups, right next to the infant stages of a pregnancy. So I'm looking at I turn around and really try and look at it, and it's like a 7 weeks. And then there's a full fetus, and I'm like looking at her, and I'm thinking like, she knows about the pop, or she does the pop. Anyway, she had my urine sample. She had my urine sample, so I figured that's how she figured how to give me irregular menstrual cycles afterwards. And she's very proud of that. She says very sadistic. Was a nurse practitioner. Now all of a sudden she's a doctor online. I looked her up online. She became a doctor 2 years after. I'm like, how the hell that happened? It takes years to be a doctor. She was a nurse NP only. And she's been reeling, come to find out, she's been reeling in the homeless for years, homeless minorities, and doing what they've done to me, butchering them. And she went after Jesse in San Diego, kept taunting him. So it's nursey, and then, you know, she NSA him, and she's telling the truth. She was marching on one side of a tank truck, military, Nazi, and then William Bill Reed Sr., Patriot Killer, 10606 Loch Lomond Drive, Whittier, 90606, was on the other end, marching along, I think, with a rifle. And the person at the top of the tank, it could have been a parade, was none other than Senator Dianne Feinstein, with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at her side, right next to her, turned out to be her lover at that time, according to Nancy Durthick, via NSA illegal surveillance. So they were involved in the Czechoslovakia Holocaust, Nazis in Czechoslovakia. Just figured out that, we're becoming defensive here. I just figured out that Katy Perry, Dr. Aaron Samplin, Katy Perry, aka possibly involved in her family in Poland, Nazis in Poland, and real. When some of them, I don't know, Bono types or Bono Ireland, Irish Nazis, right? Czechoslovakia, yeah. So that's where that's at, and they keep coming swinging at us. And Bobby and I have been politically targeted at very young, and I wasn't aware of it because my mom kept it from me. I live with my mom, but my brother was exposed. Something happened. Very harrowing happened to him. My mother had no control of it because of all the people in the way, and they probably misinformed her, and she was very pained about it. And I took an educated guess and figured that she wanted me, here for Bobby and Jesse, and it's not a guilt trip. It's like I love my brothers very much, and she's very pained about it in her videos, because it shows a lot in her videos. And I vowed them I'm going to show my brother that Bobby she loved him very much, and she didn't know how to reach him because he was a little boy, and they kept getting in the way. And so I keep trying because my mom figured I'd figure it out eventually, and they gave me that opportunity with prompts and stuff. I was never raped when I was 2 months old or 2 years old, and I walked into FedEx and found this poster of a little boy with a little hat on, with something purple coming out of his mouth, out of his nose, and it made me very angry. I was very angry. I was just glaring at it, and that's Bobby. And he's a very noble person, very noble soul. And to be raped when you're like 2 months, look, I'm not even gonna. I mean, I look at them with hatred. I've seen the look in my eyes. I'm like, that's pure hatred. But I am also very disciplined, and that's our job. And we know our enemy real well. And Bobby's always been very noble, and he's been very, very pure soul. And they don't like pure souls. They don't like pure soul. I don't know if anyone's gone through my stuff. I found the book My Best Friend, copyright 2010. And I found it at Christian Science Monitor in Sacramento, California, off of 8th and J. Pure innocence in some of those pictures. And I questioned myself. I'm thinking, I think I saw Chris Gillibo, and I'm like thinking we have the NSA. Is it the innocence that's bothering you, Christopher? Very innocent. There's nothing you can do about the innocence. What now, And very innocent. They don't like innocence at all. And it was very painful. You see Chibi Santonian, and they're on the front cover. And if you notice the Jehovah's Witnesses, their watchtower and their magazines, they depict acutely the facial expressions of the children when they're little. They capture it. They capture their expressions on the magazines really well. The facial features and what they're going through when they're happy, when they're sad. They really pay attention to their facial features when they're smiling, when they're pain. I looked through the watchtower and some of those pictures. They're very good at depicting the faces of the children. Like they take pleasure in sadistically butchering and raping the children. It's brutal what they've done to the kids. So we're dealing with Nazis. I look like Anne Frank because we are descendants of Anne Frank. And no, I'm not full of shit. Thank you, Miss Perry. Friend, one of their friends, Rosalia, I heard her say once, "We don't just go after nobodies, okay? Like we're just, we target people who big shot, big wigs. They're Ronald Reagan, okay? We don't go after nobodies. Like, we don't go after nobody. They can just, And Bobby and I are high profile, and we're the direct descendants of John Wooden, Ronald Reagan, Nancy Reagan, Michelle Phillips, and Charles Bronson, as well as Amelia Earhart and Frank and Che Guevara. My brother looks a lot like him, and Frida Kahlo. Frida Kahlo has a lot the same eyes that we do establish similar traits after a while. So it's of no surprise that they're literally copying their ancestors' faith, and it's like perfectly the exact same thing. That's not normal. And they know they've stated on more than one occasion. We've always known who you are. We went after the little ones because we figured that you would be a threat to us in the future. Chibi Santoni, and Jesse didn't survive it because he was very vulnerable. And they told me when I went to the Eisenhower Hospital, Jesse's dead. That's the Salvation Army on the news. Jesse's dead. And I'm thinking, okay, I need to accept that because I have a roof over my head in a hospital. I need to process that. If Jesse's dead. And at Culver City Hospital Psych Ward, the media said, I came from television, "We raped your grandmother in the ad section of the newspaper when she was behind the desk. We raped your grandmother when she was in the ad section of the newspaper." Long sleeve, Mormon. And I'm like, okay, plenty of witnesses there. Culver City Hospital Psych Ward, emergency room on the back. And I ended up at the Psych Ward or Eisenhower Hospital. And they also stated again, Jesse's dead. Jesse's dead. They didn't mean that was flat out, which is perfectly fine. If they're telling the truth, no, it's not perfectly fine that it happened, but they're telling me Jesse's dead. This is when was I there? Last year, 2 years ago? Took them a while, but I'm like, I need to accept that. I need to process that because I had a difficult time with it. Now that I'm taking the opportunity to have a roof over my head hospital at the Eisenhower. Okay, MK Ultra. I've been suffering from MK Ultra since I was 27. I have no privacy. I have absolutely no privacy. I have absolutely no privacy. I have absolutely no privacy 24 hours a day, internal included, and something I can't more. I'm not going to give them that. So it's edifying what I do outside. It's very edifying. So I'm used to pain, physical pain. I just got used to it. And I'm like, emergency reserves, you don't need to be hurting that way. And I'm 43 now, so I figured my mother and my grandmother also went through political targeting, MK Ultra, never let us know. The pain, the rapes, they never spoke about their pain. I had to figure it out on my own. And look at my hair. I think you can see it, right? It's something similar. So I think my mom, they went into the trenches, you know, the Reagans. Our uncle, Ronald Reagan, was a direct brother of our mom's mother, Maria Felix Orozco. So that's her uncle. That would make him our great granduncle, Bobby and I. And John Wooden was their younger brother, her twin brother. It skipped a generation. My mom was a single child, and Bobby and I were born, and then they had Jesse in 1981. Nancy Durthick, Salvation Army's always been on her ass. She's got old enemies here on campus. Nobody knows that, but she does. And I found out through the UCLA alumni magazine. It's in there. She's got other enemies here. She's copied their signature, and I could see it in the magazine. Like, ouch, man, Nancy's got enemies here, old ones. Which she is a Third Reich. And that Third Reich happened in the 1940s. Who hasn't? How many enemies haven't they made? And on campus included. And so she's got enemies. I lost my train of thought, but yeah, they made it. My mom figured it out. It has the Wonder Woman movie was right on target with her own shit. The actress, aside from the movie, that's her own shit. She doesn't represent me or any of us that went through that. She's got her own issues, fine, whatever. But the movie was well received, and it resonated with people and with the world because it was very accurate. It was very well put together. It was really, really, really well done. I was very happy, and details matter, and that's rare. That kind of quality is rare these days. So it's like epic. It's too bad, and everything in there. I've seen the dolls, the floor dolls. My mom with long brown hair or blonde hair. And I'm the one with dark hair. I found the dolls last year, I think, or this last year at Target, 4th and Mission, with the braid on the side. And I saw it on television. Like, I didn't know I had long hair when I was little, or maybe extension. So that's me and Bobby. My mom, she looks like Amelia Earhart with really short hair. She took in kids of terrorists as foster kids when we were little. Rene Sacrubio was one. He looks like the band who sings Wendy. Everyone knows it's Wendy. Looks just like him. But he's probably part Asian. Took in Joseph Reith. I found a picture of Beatriz Adriana with a little boy who looked exactly like Joseph Reith. Then they took in the Quins. Rhonda Quinn's always been a bitch. And then they all went back to their own shit. And it's not a case of nature, nurture in their case, because my mom was very good to them. And Jose didn't work all the way up till he was 18, lazy little bastard, and blames her. She never taught me how to do anything. And I found his father at the psych ward, the matronary psych ward. You're his father? Same face. You're his father? Oh, wow. Matronary psych ward, mental health worker. And I also bumped into Senora Leonora Zellerbach. Ouch. Then Billy Joe Armstrong shows up disguised as a woman named Mindy. She gave my number to the feds. Like, thought I was a lesbian, dressed up accordingly, tried to flirt with me. I'm like, what's your name? And she gave me her first name and her last name, starts with a T, and her number. I called up the feds and I gave it to them. And I'm like, she gave the number to the feds. Like, what do you think I was going to do, bitch? I'm like, freak. He's stalking me. I said the psych ward, matronary psych ward, disguised as Mindy, a female Mindy. I'm like, it was scary. It was very scary. It's a lot. I mean, they keep using the same resources and over again. But anyway, in the movie, it's depicted everyone, the good guys involved. There's been always a great deal of sexism from the get-go, and they've always gone after women. And I said to them, we breed kikes. We breed kikes. We continue the lineage. Of course they feel threatened by women because we breed kikes. We continue the lineage. You want to take us out because you don't want us having any more babies going after your ass. And so they feel threatened by a little 5-year-old. And look, she turned out everything that we didn't want her to be. She turned out to be, you know, I'm going to, everything that she turned out to be, everything that we didn't want her to be, Sylvia turned out to be. And that's a perfect example. And go after their kids in the future. We're going to kill your children. Like, why do I take that personally? Why do I take that seriously? A credible threat. They've exacerbated the clause. They have exacerbated the clause. Reasonable fear for my life or the life of my loved one, because they know exactly. They've followed through on their threats. Are credible. And they've literally butchered our family members over and over and over again. So that would be a federal offense, threatening, making me fear, reasonable fear, over and over again. Because they come in terrorizing. You should be terrorized by now. But the fact that you're coming in doing that to terrorize me and terrorize the community, that in and of itself is criminal, And my mom told me I have been a chain smoker since I was 16 years old. I thought she suffered from lung cancer, and at 42 she died. I thought she died of lung cancer. She did not die of lung cancer, and she didn't let me know. She's been going after they were keeping tabs and going after the chain gang. After about they'll be at the bottom. They'll start the whole chain reaction all over again. It's the same thing I'm doing, and their generation around took your fuckers out since 1943. You bailed on Hitler, came here, hooked up with your Nazi friends. We didn't let you know. It's not a white war. It's not going to be a white war. Come Vietnam War, we're like, no, it's not a night war. And I think, probably we have some traitors. I don't know. But we didn't let people know that because we didn't want it to get bigger than it had to. It was internal, internal private. We weren't withholding information. We're being careful with it and taking them out, accordingly, with our friends and allies. Then we came up with the UN Charter. Before that, we are not interested in the Third World War. And what's the UN Charter say? We recovered from a harrowing 2 world wars, right? We believe in the economic and social advancement of nations large and small, of all peoples, of nations large and small, and we will not employ international machinery. We will not employ international machinery unless it's in the best interest of the common good. Going to the Third World War is not in the best interest of the common good. For economic and social progress, taking out ISIS, on the other hand, is in the common good. So all we have to do is turn around and take out the fuckers. And in the United States, we're at peace. They committed crimes against humanity, traitors included, veterans for peace, crimes against humanity during peacetime, which is really, it's just kind of obvious. And they focused on chaos and disorder. Peacetime crimes against humanity, while at the same time committing double war crimes and other, really extenuating cases, lots of them, but within the United States, like PRISM and spying and selling the NSA to our enemies, spying on our allies, Obama, during peacetime, and inciting to war, which is just horrible. In other places, in other countries, they're the smaller, volatile country, they're a young country, they're going through authoritative government, taking out ISIS or fighting ISIS. Our allies there too, ground troops not yet in. That's what we are. We're not. You didn't see us coming because we didn't allow it. And I'm Chivis. You saw my brother. You didn't see me National Guard. We're in civilian clothing. You're not going to know. That's the way we wanted it. So we were trained. My brother's a hero. And I'm not losing him. And, ISIS out there have been brutal, children included. And we're allies, so we're always going to be there. Our friends as well. And we won this war, remember? First World War. We beat Hitler. He put a bullet through his head because he's thinking the world's going to ask questions later. They're going to say, why did I commit suicide? They're not prone to suicide, his followers. Why did Hitler commit suicide? And they're going to say, oh, look, they bailed on him. And guess what? He, at the same time he sent the message, a loud one, these idiots betrayed me, kill them. So I'm like, and so thinking, okay, well, they became, they were bred a certain way. We don't need no education. We don't need no thought control. All in all, we're just another brick in the wall. They were bred that way. They don't question anything. They don't do anything. So I'm looking at them. We're studying them. I'm like, you know what? They were bred to self-destruct. And I said to someone, and I was looking at them, and I'm like, holy shit, these people are fucking stupid. And it's not a gimmick. They're fucking stupid. They're fucking lazy. I'm like, I was exasperated. I'm like, no, fuck you, no, fuck you. You're someone else's bitch. I'm like, that's their lingo, right? So I'm like, you're someone else's bitch. No, fuck you. And I'm like in shock. Like, you know what? Somebody up there knows what the fuck they're doing. Like, fuck you, fucking dirty politicians. No, fuck you. And Hillary Clinton shows up, and she's like, fuck you. I saw Hillary Clinton be an NSA, illegal surveillance. Hillary, fuck her. She knows exactly who we are. I'm like, oh my god, these fuckers were bred to self-destruct. Common sense will tell you, lay low, don't do this, don't do that. You don't tell them anything, they're going to keep right on going. And then, they're going to hit a wall and kill themselves over and over and over again. I don't know what you're talking about. Click, So I looked at them, I'm like, square peg, you put yourself in government positions or in government-sponsored social services. I'm like, square, box yourself in. Once you give me your fingerprint, you're done. All I have to do is find your fingerprint and out you go. I'm like, oh my god! It doesn't matter what what. It doesn't matter what your picture looks like. Your facial features, the real ones, facial recognition. We just square. 14 houses, Hazels, Miss Andersons, gangs, and women, putas only, whites only. I'm like, government. Once you go government, you can't go wrong in that sense. Obviously. You're all in the system, and me, I'm not a criminal, so my fingerprint's in the system. More power to me. It's an easier way to find me. And I'm thinking, I had good instincts. I'm thinking, forced disappearance, that'll be the fucking day. So I took pictures with my hair short. I took pictures with my hair long. I took pictures big. I took pictures small. I took pictures with glasses on. They broke my glasses. I took pictures with them. Like, that'll be the fucking day you force me to disappear. Oh, they hate me. They really hate me. They left that position. There they go. The third generation. This is my grandma. I love her very much. She's got the eyes and the eyebrows, and our mother has the lips and then our nose, and then everything that means something. They are threatened by the women because they've had that experience before. We continue the lineage. So they're worried about us having another children, raising it the same way, destroying them in the future. So they're going after children at a young age that'll devastate the family, devastate the mainframe, devastate the unit, and they all go down. And none the wiser, It's like they have no respect for life. If any one of them dies, they go after community, they go after family, and that will kill them all just like one fell swoop. So it's almost time to close. And more shout out to my brother Bobby. They hired good people, so he gets props for a reason. If I don't know if anyone's listened to my story on StoryCorps. One of my talents is good public speaking, impromptu. I showed up to the taping on a Saturday. I thought it was a Friday. So what you hear at the library, it's on the spot, impromptu. That's what I've been doing since high school, MC. And I won the Gene Reynolds Room 222 award when I was 15, 16, and 17 doing those clubs. And at 17 and a half, I'm good. That's one of my public speaking. That's one of my talents. I can think on my feet and speak. And that's what I'm really like. I don't cuss normally. My hair's usually not a mess. I usually dress better. I usually wear glasses. I usually dress nice. I notice that people are making fun of my facial features. I'm like, I'm very compassionate with myself. I took a picture with Glide the first day. And he took a fingerprint, and this really nasty picture. And I'm like, I was laughing at myself, but I'm being, kind to myself and thinking, I'm being kind to myself because I'm thinking, what these people do just for a picture. The way my picture came out, unbelievable. They went off on a tangent. Oh my God, what these pictures do, what these people do because of a picture. And how many people don't take good California ID pictures, for example? ¿Qué pasó? I've noticed that my brother, I'm very blessed because I figured, no, somebody made a comment too. Excuse me a little bit. In Sacramento, I'm like, don't worry about the way I look. Do not worry about the way I look. In time, I'm like, I'm a confident woman. I know I can hold my own. I'm a beautiful classic beauty, but I can hold my own just fine. I'm a plain Jane mostly. And my grandmother once said to me, "Vístete." Maria Felix is our grandmother, abuelita, Mexican actress, directly related to Mr. Ronald Reagan, President of the United States, and Governor of California. Mexican Jews. You didn't know? You should have asked. They minorities in office from the get-go, and we did really well in '68. Governor of California, really well in '80s. We didn't go politicking. That's what this is about. But they went after minorities in office and very threatened by good ones and other good people. And she's AKA Marilyn Monroe in the United States. She began in Jalisco. Sarah Palin went after her. Marco Antonio Solis went after my mom afterwards in Mexico. Sarah Palin began it. Latham, Craig A. Latham, Solorzano, Ozomatli, they're all standing behind her, I guess, and wearing cowboy hats. And it's the same one, Latham and Solorzano, Waldau Gabers. Like, it's not just one, there's the other one in the back. And in one of her videos, Beatriz Adriana, she's like wearing Star of David around her neck, and in that video, she's trying to reach out to Bobby. I'm like, I'm hurting. I know you're hurting. It's all mom. I'm hurting for my mom. Oh, and I'm like, I know you're hurting, Papa. I know she's hurting for you. It's in her video. I'm looking at her like she is beautiful. She goes, I can hear you too, Mama. You're not, you're she understands it. So then she goes, and so she's in the video reaching out to Bobby, and she goes, she knows my daughter's gonna help, and she's understanding, and and the perpetrators are in those videos. And I mean, we're descendants. We're gonna look a certain way. My mother looks like Amelia Earhart. Some of her pictures. I look like Anne Frank. We're directly related to them. We're Ronald Reagan. They actually wore their ancestors' face and copied it verbatim, like plastic surgery or what have you. So Lozano and Latham is one. I think Sarah Palin, they were the same age. Sarah Palin and our grandmother, Maria Felix, were the exact same age, around the same age back then. She was born in 1928. I studied her features online, looked up Sarah Palin's pictures. I study everything online. I looked up her picture. I'm studying her features. I'm like, you know what? My grandmother and her were around the same age, and she's walking around wearing a face like she's 50 years old or something. Like, she's going to pull a Tales of the Crypt shit one of these days. Like, laughing at her. Like, slime coming. I'm having a blast. How do they do these things? So anyway, Sarah, she's still fixated on us, and cop killer, patriot killer, military killer. I'm like, oh my God, they're still doing the exact same thing, third generation around. So I'm like, these perps, square pegs, and then they're going to branch out like a tree. They're going to branch out to the very top, and they're going to it's going to lead to a certain politician, depending on what branch they're on. So their friends can't afford them, a politician. So you should have taken your ice pill, because your friends thought, you know what, these idiots could be useful. They could be very useful. Let's see who bites. Came up with a list. Scientologist Tom Cruise, I heard a rumor, and so change their alias, change their names, refuse to take their ice pill, and like they were supposed to on their own recognizance when they were given the death penalty somewhere else. They didn't show up. And I'm thinking, somebody said, your coffin's here. Where's the body? What happened to all the bodies? Over, and the empty coffins over and over and over and over again. Of course, the federal government's going to catch up with you. I'm like, kill these fools, in the military. So we can do things to you because you're supposed to be dead by now, You're committing more crimes, raping children. Exact same thing. I go, dude, we want to compromise. I go, you can't do that. I go, you're supposed to be dead. And, if you cannot be accused of the same crime twice, you've got your fingerprints, but they're new crimes. It's the same person with the same fingerprints, and it's going to be obvious. You don't get another trial just when you're supposed to be dead. It doesn't work that way. Okay, if you cannot be accused of the same crime twice, it's going to apply the same way. Okay, you're supposed to be dead, and they still argue and they demand and they argue and they rape children, like under a different alias. Not going to happen. You know, so they're 3 meals and a cot. I'm like, go fuck yourself on taxpayer dollars, like all their goddamn lives. 3 meals and a cot. I mean, people are looking for trouble. Where's your ID? And somebody's like, no, where's your fucking ID? Like, where's your ID? I got to Westwood. I'm like, the fuck? I was born in Westwood, you son of a bitch. No, I can kill you. I was born in Westwood. Let me help. Look at, oh my god. Oh my god, these wet bags. You're the wet bag. You're the wet bag, dude. I didn't cross the Rio Grande to get over it. You did. Oh, fuck you. Oh my god. I don't know what common sense will tell you. They're gonna lay low. They're gonna do it again tomorrow. I'm like, you have to say it to me. I hate these fuckers. I really do. And I honestly don't cuss at all. So I'm really very articulate. My hair is very long. I'm a pretty girl. I can handle myself just fine. I'm 43 years old. I'm an old maid. Like I'm making fun of myself or did self-deprecating. I'm asexual and antisocial. I do have organs, and I'm not a homopsychomaniac. You are. The bubonic plague doesn't have shit on these balls. They haven't evolved. They've got solars. They were responsible for the Dark Ages. They were responsible for the bubonic plague. I had an epiphany one day when I was sitting at the computer lab in San Francisco. I'm like, I was thinking about Christopher Columbus, and I just, holy shit. I'm like, I could barely contain it. I need to go. I don't need to use a computer anymore. I'm like, I'm laughing my ass off. I'm like, Christopher Columbus doesn't have shit on you. Like, they're big on Spain or Spanish, stupid Americans. Looking at them like, I am your royal servant. Bus does with that shit. I am your royal servant. Oh, I walked out of the computer. Like thinking royal servant, like monarchy, royalty. It's like colon or parliament. Like, be nice. Diplomacy is necessary. Fucking idiots. Oh, I am your royal servant. She said it via NSA. So I'm like, will you desist? Like, I'm like, oh my God. And the court gesture, Chris Killabo, Billy Joe Armstrong, Clifford Corrine. Oh my. And then it gets worse. That's what you thought it would get worse. Like, they're all sorts. You're OG. Look at SAG. It doesn't mean original gangster. You fast. It means Ozark ghetto. OG. Like, I'm sitting at St. Joseph's and they're like Laurel and Hardy. My fucker is way too tall. Just thinking about all this shit. I'm a golden boy. Oh my God. I'm just sitting here like, I have to take a shower and fill these holes. Like, My Little Pony. My Little Pony. Like, It's like dancing around, pole dancing and shit. That's what I was like. Pole dancing and shit with little rainbow colored hair and like golden boy. Oh my god, it gets on my goddamn nerves. My little pony, my little pony. My little pony. My god, I'm not that far off the mark. Clifford Karimi has a tendency to go, ooh. He's always, ooh, like that's not an accident, is it? Like, what is he? He's called a black stallion. I'm like, I can't. With black dark hair, black stallion hair. I don't know. They all look like horses. They all look like little ponies. I'm like hair's like. That's our religion. Here's a rabbit's foot. Good luck, bitch. Oh my. Oh my god. No. War over you. Not happening. Oh my god. I'm sitting there barely containing myself. I have crabs. I'm like, yes. It came from staff. I'm like, I mentioned crabs. Pavilla. You see, like, Recinos. I heard other people say it. I'm like, you know what? May I interject? I always turn around. I'm like, the crab or is a sexually transmitted disease. It's going to flare up. Whatever you've had before. Like, have we been through this before? No more medical services. No social services. Fuck that. They better stay home. Flamethrower. Lice infestation. Oh, that is too funny. And Shakira shows up. She's Nina Sky. Life infestation. I'm like, I think she just took care of their IV line legal prostitution the minute they threw lice in my hair. Try going with lice infested body fluid. Set the bitch on. No more for legal prostitution, at least from California. They're gonna hit Vegas. Here comes a stupid bitch. I think she just killed him. Nina Sky. That is Nina Sky. Shakira. Out they go. Oh my god. That's what we need to keep it, because that's exactly what we're dealing with now. So we went down their caste system and we took out the most intelligent ones, like Sergeant Lieutenant Sylvia Leticia Garcia, my mom's maiden name. Her middle name's Leticia, ni siquiera deletrearon el nombre de nosotros, nuestro nombre. Deletrearon el nombre Leticia. Bow and arrow, enemies, individual, CIA. She was born in 1956. I made general in the United States in camouflage, but National Guard. My name is Lydia, my middle name. Bow and arrow, Y for occupy, illegal aliens, IA. So like, I was brought up to take out the Third Reich. We lost most of our family, but they're beautiful people. And my brother and I, Bobby, are left, and we're not going to let them down. So I'm backing up Bobby 100%. Bobby for president. In the future, we don't politic. It's what we are, family, and his dream has always been to be. I've never had political aspirations in office at all. I think I'm good at security measures. I want to keep it there. I'm really good at it. And like, oh shit, I got a neck for this. Go up, down, roll over. For me, I'll take it. I hear you fear your MVPs more than you do for me. You turn around, go up, jumping them down, and do backward flips. Like, go ahead. I don't have a problem with that. Bye-bye. That's power. That is definitely power. With no money and little to no money, you don't necessarily need money all the time to be powerful, to have power. That's what you do with the money afterwards. But I'm thinking knowledge is power. There she is. There's that one. That's KP. Violence is power. That's Angela Davis. PA backwards, the other way around. No pain, no gain, no brain, no gain, you asshole. There's that one. They keep going up to the Che Guevara type. Se me chispoteó. That's Raul. All he kept saying in college. Se me chispoteó. He's one of them. It was Che Spirito. I'm like, what? Che Spirit. Oh, well, they're going to go after the Che Guevara types in Lafayette. So he was on me in 18. I just didn't like him. My grandmother didn't like him. I introduced him to my grandmother one day, and she said, after speaking to him for about 45 minutes, I went into the kitchen out of respect, drank my milk. ¿Qué leche, mija? And then she said to me, pulled me to the side when he went outside. I was 18 and a half. Ten cuidado con la cara bonita. Like, okay. And I'm not a gossip, so I didn't say anything to him. I've always been brought up with manners, and I didn't say it. And I'm like, and I took it from there, and we didn't get along. And I realized that he facilitated illegals on campus back in 92. And I began college directly out of high school. And Al Gore, he represents Al Gore. And KKK, since he was very young. Northern California, Bakersfield. Told us how he worked in the fields, strawberry fields, since they were 16 years old. Eric and his brother Eric and him. I guess they're nice. And I assumed that he was Mexican. I think he's not Mexican. He's something else. And James Ellerback told everyone that he told everyone that he was German, Spanish, and Mexican. Oh, wait. He looks like Persian, so it's not German, Mexican, and Spanish. I lowered the M, and I put GP for Persian, S. So they're GPSing on the minority males, and they're GPSing on the minority women. Are keeping tabs on. And then so I went back to San Francisco after I went there the first time. I looked across the street from 330 Ellis Glide, and there's an M and a line under it, Forever Infinity, and the W. Go, there it is, right there. And you can. My English skills are superb. And I keep deciphering things. And some people have compared it to A Brilliant Mind, one of the movies that, as I do, that's just the way my mind works. And common sense and logic. Intellectuals, they aren't. So you're in an intellectual setting. You're in a state setting, University of California State. You don't like intellectuals. You don't like college-educated American women. You are surrounded. This is the wrong side of town to be. Welcome to, and they call you yuppie. Look at the yuppie bitch in San Francisco. You look at the yuppie bitch. And down here, look at the rich bitch. Look at the rich bitch. I'm like, you know what? You want a rich bitch? You're going to get a rich bitch. You want to pull rank on me? I will always outrank you, you fucking idiot. You have no idea who you're dealing with. And welcome to Yuppieville, Los Angeles, assholes, and California, for that matter. The entire U.S., welcome. And USC is on the other side. Let's exacerbate those tensions. They thought it was racial tensions. It's not tension at all. It's sportsmanship. Okay, crosstown rivalries in sports, football, basketball. They said there was some kind of tension going on between the universities. Let's exacerbate that tension. And I'm like, oh no, they did not say that out loud. So I have to go because I think they're going to close now. But this is Sylvia, Lydia, Morelos, General, signing off. Shout out to everybody. Have a good evening. Diffuse it. I'm going to be around the neighborhood. I'll probably pull an all-nighter somewhere because I am very wired right now. And shout out to Bobby and my brother-in-law, Johnny Depp. More power to them, and I'll get back to you tomorrow. Love you. Thanks, bye.